Hey, what's going on, guys? Gdoggcasey here with my buddy Matt, bringing you some more StarCraft 2 action from the Chobo Team League. This is a Week 4 matchup between Team All Inspiration and Team Vortx Esports. And I'll start off by introducing the orange Zerg player in the top left corner of Nimbus. This is Team All Inspiration's Einherjar.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Terran player, KTFulgOr, playing for Team Vortx Esports. Now, it should be noted that KTFulgOr did roll random and happened to get Terran, so let's see how this works out for him.
Yeah, we had a previous player who went random as well for Vortx, and he ended up losing that game. So let's hope that this little train of losses for Vortx continues here. Terran versus Zerg, it's a very classic matchup, and I love casting these games because I just, as a Zerg player, I like to see what Zerg does to deal with all the different things that Terran can throw at them.
Yeah, we haven't done a ZVT yet for Season 4. We haven't actually done a ZVT in a while, but our last game was a very good game against that random player, so let's see. I'm curious as to how people choose random, because normally people pick a race and that's what they're comfortable with, and they just get their builds down pat and that's who they play with. But these random players, they throw me for a loop. They make me feel like either they're really good at all of them, which is kind of hard because I'm just playing Protoss and I find it hard enough just to get them down, let alone all three races, or they just aren't comfortable with, or they aren't comfortable being really good at just one.
Well, as somebody who has played random before, from my point of view, I just like playing all the races, and it's hard to settle on just one, right? Before I joined CTL, I was playing random actually pretty often, and I just liked, trying all the different races and trying all the different builds. But it takes away from your ability to really refine those builds. So it turns into two things most of the time, at least in this case. Like, we're looking at a platinum matchup here. So we got the platinum random player who is probably relatively comfortable with each of the three races and all the different matchups he can come up against. But his builds are going to be a little less refined than what Einherjar can do, who only plays Zerg and who focuses on refining those builds every day.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Now, the only thing that I can say that gives our random player a bit of an edge is that the Zerg player can't come in with a firm set plan right away until he scouts, because he doesn't know what race he's going up against. He's going to need to scout, and beforehand, like if someone like yourself who goes and watches the other players' games to try and get an idea of what they do, if they play random, then you're not really going to know what type of build they're going to go for.
Exactly. It's definitely really tough, and I think in this game, he had to send out that early drone scout, or I don't know if he sent a drone. No, it looks like he just sent the Overlord, and he actually guessed the right location first, so that really helped him out. So now that he knows he's against a Terran, he can really, refine his build and or choose the build that he really wants to go for against a Terran player, instead of just trying to be as safe as possible.
Yeah, that was a good guess for the first scout. So that Reaper that our Terran player did send out happened to get a drone kill. So I would say that the Terran player's winning right now. Code S, they're winning.
Yeah, well, we do have link speed on the way, and that's really going to help Einherjar defend against any more Reapers. But it looks like Terran's switching it up, going into those Hellions, and following up with 3 racks here. So this is looking pretty solid so far. Terran's already going to be mining off 2 base here shortly, pumping out some Hellions. It's going to be a little tough for the speed links to deal with.
Now our Zerg player did drop a third. It's about 60% done right now, so he's going to be going off 3 bases very shortly. Now, if our Terran player is able to scout this, he may want to drop a third as well, or just if he's going to run off 2 bases, he's going to have to set his plan considerably soon.
Yeah. Zergling did a good scout there. Scouts up the ramp, sees the factory, it gets roasted by some Hellions, so he can expect Hellions coming up to him in the future here. He's going to want to defend that third from the Hellions. He also pulled out a gas here, so he's going to be relying pretty much just on speed links for now to defend this.
Now, I don't know whether or not that's the right idea with the amount of Hellions that are coming out. He has 4, and it looks like he's moving out with the Reapers. Maybe either just going to stay on the ramp, or if he's going to head up to see whether or not there's a third.
I think that's what he's doing now. He is moving out. 4 Hellions isn't a ridiculous amount, and Speedlings can defend that, but Einherjar just made 7 drones here. He actually could be in a bit of trouble because he literally just droned up and doesn't really have a lot of Speedlings to defend this. Queens will be essential here. Nice little flank there by the Queens. He's defending this pretty well. Did he lose all his lanes? I think so, eh?
Yeah, all the lings are gone, so it's just the 3 Queens. Looks like he's going to back off. He did his job. He only lost 1 Hellion versus the units lost tab. Huh. He's up by about 115 resources. They lost 10 units there for Zerg players. Sorry for my stutters back and forth, trying to get a grip of this game.
Well, yeah, he did lose a little bit more resources, but he is on 3 bases, so he's going to be able to kind of recover from that quicker. But we got more Hellions coming here. And the Speedlings have actually left. Uh-oh. The Speedlings might be in trouble if they run up that ramp. He's thinking about it. Let's see here. No units.
Oh, they're just going to cross. They're just going to cross past. They are just so close to each other.
Okay, he knows where they are now. So
now
let's going to try to get a surround on them. He's just waiting for his 24 links to spawn. I don't think he's going to get it.
Good idea to back off there.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, back at home, we have tons of Marines here and medevacs on the way out. Do we have any upgrades for those Marines? Stim pack is done. It'd be nice to see a couple engineering bays go down and just keep pumping those Marines up here. Lots of lings coming in here. Baneling just about done.
Yeah, no, you're right. About 47 lings out now, so...
Yeah. I think he's going to go for some sort of, well, not some sort of, but I think he might be preparing for a Baneling bust, or he's just sort of going to macro up on a nice Ling Baneling Yuta army here, because he is dropping that Spire too.
Now he does have all 3 bases are considerably saturated. Yeah, all 3 are saturated now. Although the 2 gas, if he is going to go with mutas, aren't taken in his 3rd yet, so...
Looks like the Terran's pushing up here. He's gonna drop an attack here. These Banelings will be done in time, I think. Just barely done in time.
He sees the mutas, so let's see.
It's all about the Baneling hits here. He's got to get a nice hit on these Banelings. Nice job.
A very good surround. Oh my goodness, what a good surround.
He did end up dropping most of those Banelings on Marauders, which isn't ideal, but he might be able to hold this off now. Forcing the Terran to lift off. Great job out of Queens, and actually that was a very good defense here by Einherjar. He definitely took out most of the units. And KTFulgOr attacked right before combat shields was done. If he would have waited maybe like 20 seconds and then attacked, he would have had some extra hit points on those Marines and maybe would have been able to do a bit more damage. But alas, that's not what happened.
Alas, what a word.
Alas.
Now we do have the construction of a 3rd coming in for our Terran player, so let's see the timing on that drop. He did just start it, so if we look at the units right now, it's 50 drones to 46 SCVs.
Yeah, and he's only just now dropping the 2 reactors in his natural, so he's a little bit low on gas here, and he's going to have a hard time pushing out all the upgrades he's going to want to be able to withstand this Zerg force here. But there's a drop coming into the natural here, but picked up nicely by Einherjar. Well defended here. We're going to lose some lings, and it's going to be a little bit annoying, but I don't think that drop should do anything to him.
No, those overseers are keeping a close eye on that medevac. Going to see that he's going to make his way home.
Oh my god, another drop into natural. This one's actually wreaking havoc. He's already killed 12 drones with this.
Very good play by our Terran player.
Yeah, good multitasking there, dropping 2 sides at once. It actually threw me for a loop when I saw the drone death icon on my screen. I was like, what do you mean he's holding this off? And then I looked at the natural and he has no drones left here. So that's a big power play by our Terran player. He's actually going to put himself in the lead economically.
Unfortunately, with that drop again in the natural, he lost a bunch of his. He wasn't able to pick them up quick enough.
Yeah, it looks like the mutas are maybe going to be able to take out that medevac still, maybe not though. And it looks like Einherjar's response is just drop a couple spines and just forget about it, which I kind of like at this point of the game where the spines don't hurt you so much as they do at the start. I like this play here by Einherjar just to kind of, you know, discourage any more drop play from Terran, because this is really hurting him right now. Workers lost. He's killed 20 workers and is just very far ahead economically right now.
Yeah, drones to SCVs is 46 to 52 in favor of our Terran players. So I'm waiting to see the drop of this. Oh, he's actually turning it into an orbital command first, and then he's going to be moving it into position for his third. Now, more racks coming down, a total of 5 racks. I don't see any engineering base. Do you see any engineering base?
There are no upgrades yet, actually, for either player. No Evo Chambers and 2 engineering bays are going down right now in the natural for Terran. And by the way, those mutas just killed 10 workers, so he's kind of closing the gap here and retaking the worker lead. But I don't see any Evo Chambers for Einherjar either, and that's really going to start hurting him once these upgrades start coming through for Terran. And they don't come through for the Zerg. He's going to be pretty far behind there. +1, both starting for our Terran player here.
Yeah, now being concerned about those mutas, now he is dropping down on his natural. He is putting 3 or 2, I should say, canceled 1 missile turrets in place, hopefully to discourage any more muta play.
Yeah. Yeah, and he is moving out finally with that third base. I feel like that's incredibly late, but KTFulgOr definitely pulled himself back into the game with that drop harass that worked incredibly for him. Muta's just hiding up in the top left here. I guess scouting around for hidden bases.
Yeah, well, I do feel you're right that the timing of this third base was a little slow, but because he was able to get the harass off and drop so many drones with that drop, it kind of made up for the fact that he didn't have a third.
Yeah, and Einherjar's third is actually not too droned up right now. He's a little bit low on workers when it comes to 4 bases. Only at 52 workers. I'd like to see him more around like 65 to 70, although that could be a little high. I'm not really sure, but that's where I would feel comfortable. This army is getting scarier and scarier for Terran. Once these upgrades start coming through, man, they're going to be so tough.
Total of 5 tanks, 10 Marauders, 52 Marines. He's got quite a compilation, whereas our Zerg player has 28 Mutalisks now, 11 Banelings.
And they're harassing the natural here. They might actually be able to take that base right out, but they are suffering a lot of losses here. Clumping up here, they are going to get out, most of them alive. And that hit just before +1/+1 finishes for Terran, so nice job there by Einherjar to sort of pull himself back into the game. Oh my god, it's a medevac massacre. Look at this. Holy, I think he only killed 2 or 3 there, but Jesus, that could have been bad.
Yeah, that was very bad positioning, so...
Here comes the battle here. Terran pulling out here to defend those medevacs, and I don't know, I think Zerg can take him now. I mean, he might be waiting for 1-1 to finish, which he did finally start up here, so maybe he's just waiting on that and pulling back to some creep.
Oh, and here's the surround.
Banelings! Oh, that was actually pretty weak there. Beautiful split by KTFulgOr, avoiding most of the Banelings, and now it's just Marines against mutas, and that's not good for the mutas. I'll take out those tanks with those links.
No, they're just hammering away. I think our Terran player has a small advantage at the moment, but these mutas are just going to take out.
Oh! Wow, that was a bit of a premature GG, I think, for Terran, man. He had 3 bases mining. My god.
It was a little premature. He did have... oh, no, sorry. He only had 2 mining because those mutas did take out the natural, unfortunately.
Wow, what a game. That was, I don't know, like the sheer muta numbers here definitely was going to win that engagement. But still, I don't know. I feel like the production for KTFulgOr would have held up, and just look at all the Marines in production. He had 8 more on the way. They were getting upgraded. I don't know. Good game, though. Very good game.
Very, very good game. I think the mutas really made made and broke the game. They were the key units in these battles, and the taking out of the natural and several medevacs was really the tip of the iceberg for our Zerg players. So good job by Einherjar. What's the series at now, Casey?
I believe right now we're looking at 2-1 for Team All Inspiration, based on the order in which we're recording these. Right now, 2-1, and we'll come back to you with game number 4 in the future here. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching.